Yo, what's up YouTube? It's OG and today we are doing the do's and the don'ts of gem grab. So gem grab has always been my vegan bread and butter, and way back when beta first released, it was actually, in my opinion, the only balanced mode in the game. Now the devs have done a lot of good tweaks to the other mode, but due to this, I think gem grab will always definitely be my number one game mode, just because I've loved it for so long. Like probably half my games are in gem grab. So it's a pretty straightforward game mode. There's 2 lanes and 1 mid or a gem collector, and these gems will spawn from the center of the map kind of randomly, but always in like the general area, the gem mine. So the gem collector definitely wants to pick them all up, and the first team that gets 10 gems will initiate a countdown of 15 seconds. Now you can stop the countdown if you kill someone on the enemy team that has gems that puts them below 10, or if you tie it. So you definitely want to kill them or get enough gems for your own team. But yeah guys, that pretty much sums up gem grab. Let's get into the do's and don'ts. Alright, so we're going to do 3 do's and then 3 don'ts. For the first do, I have be aware of your surroundings. Now, this is especially important for the gem carrier, now more than ever I think, because now all the new gem grab maps, you're going to see either a Jean or a Tara on every single time, and you know, if you're not sure where they are or if they have their super, it can like, the game can be done in like 1 super from them. So you definitely need to be aware of your surroundings. Now, this also ties in with communication. So like with every other mode, I think it may be more important in gem grab, but you can call with your friends. And you know, it's just really crucial to know what's going on what part of the map. So definitely be aware of your surroundings. Number 2 for do, we have know what comps to play on what maps and what brawlers play what roles. So one of the reasons why I've always loved gem grab so much is because there's such a variety of brawlers that you can play, and the maps compared to other modes. You know, other modes have always had kind of the standard comps. Way back when in Brawl there was like Colt, Shelly, like Mortis for every map. Heist used to be like Colt, Crow, Barley, but obviously there are dominant brawlers in gem grabs. Like right now we're seeing a lot of Pams, we're seeing a lot of Nitas. But I feel like there's always that off chance, and you know, the maps are really different from one another, so you have to play to each map's terrain. So, you know, this one's gonna take some practice figuring out what works where, but definitely figure out what brawlers play mid, what brawlers play lane, and then what comps work on what maps. For the last do, we have know when to retreat when your team has countdown. Now, this is a mistake that I often see a lot of new players make, and you know, some top players make it sometimes too. I think they'll be going for a kill when they should be running back if they have gems. And obviously, as soon as you get countdown, you don't want to like just run right to the back, because you're gonna get pressed against the wall and you'll have nowhere to go, and odds are they can kill you. So it's gonna take some figuring out again, and you have to judge it in each situation differently. But you obviously want to retreat back to your base when you have that countdown, just because if you do die, the gems will spawn, will drop close to where you spawn, and you can like pick them up, or your teammate can. So definitely figure out when to start retreating and when to not. Alright, let's get into the don'ts. So for the number 1 don't, I have do not pick up the gems if you're not the gem carrier. Now obviously in some situations you're going to have to pick up gems, but like, again, this is a lot of mistakes that new players make. I'll see lanes going, like, standing in the middle of the gem mine, while their mid's just like, hey man, this is like my spot. Instead of going on their lanes, and then, you know, this will tie in a little bit with the next point, but they go a little too aggressive when they have gems. And, you know, this costs a lot of teams a lot of games, so ideally, you want your mid to pick up all the gems. Now again, if your mid goes down, you know, there's like 2 gems in the middle and your mid's not around to get them, you know, don't be scared to grab the gems, but ideally you want to leave those gems for your gem carrier. Alright, our next don't is do not be reckless when you have a lot of gems. So, you know, obviously with Jeans and Taras, this is more important than ever, because every single game you'll see a Jean or Tara now pretty much. I hate it, it's so bad. But yeah, you have to be really aware of what's going on and where you can or cannot be on the map more than ever. Just because there's such a threat of a Jean pull, you know, a Tara ult, or even like a Leon sneak. So if you have gems, and depending on the comp that you're playing against, and the players you're playing against, try to be more on the cautious side, because gems are essentially what will win the game. Alright, so the last two don'ts, we're all talking about gems. This one, it is not going to be about gems. So do not solely focus on gems, even though they are what win you games. Now what I mean by this is, if I have to give up 2 or 3 gems at the beginning of the game to the enemy mid, and he pushes up, and he takes a lot of damage, so he has to fall back. Now my team has mid control, I can help out with the lanes. So sometimes you want to focus more on kills and control, because control is like pretty much how you win every game mode in Brawl Stars, and it's definitely a huge factor in gem grab as well. So you always want that mid control and gem grab. That's where all the gems spawn. So if you do have to give up a few gems to get a kill, and in turn that gets your team control of the mid, then I think it's definitely worth it, as long as they don't initiate a countdown. So don't be scared to let them get a few gems if you can get you control of the map. Alright everyone, thanks for watching the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. As always, please like, subscribe, and share with your friends. And yeah, I'll see you all tomorrow. Peace.